Maybe so.
Can you see my screen clearly?
Yeah, we can see your PPT screen.
Okay, thank you so much. Very good morning to all of you. Thank you for inviting me as a guest visiting lecture of today's topic. My today's topic is data analytics with Python and SQL. It is a very large topic. It's not possible actually to complete this topic within 1 hour or 2 hours. So I want to give some explanation about data analytics, which will help you to know how Python and SQL is used for data analytics. So the topic I will cover in this lecture are what is data analytics, applications of data analytics, types of data analytics, descriptive data analysis with SQL, predictive data analysis with Python. Okay, so I will first we have to know that what is data analytics. Actually, data analysis is a very big term, and today's world is not possible with data analytics. So, if we say that what is data analytics is the process of exploring and analyzing large data set to make predictions and help data-driven decision making. We know that in today's world there are so many data. We know already that if you have e-commerce site or any other if you have shop, there are so many data. Like if you have shop, like products, staff, orders, customers, there are so many data. And based on this data, you have to do some descriptive analysis. That is what is happening in your shop or in your website or in your site. And based on that, you have to give some prediction that what will happen tomorrow or what will happen in the next year or what will happen in the next month. And based on this, you have to take some decisions also. What we should do or what are the recommendations. So data analysis is very important term for everyone and for every system or every software system actually. So now we move on the applications of data analytics. There are many applications of data analytics, but I give some of them there actually. Fraud and risk detection. That means suppose you have a site. From one customer, there are so many number of orders at a time. So you have to identify that customer is fraud or not, or is she risky or is he risky or not. In the healthcare system, you have to use data analytics. Like suppose you have to find out that heart disease prediction, for diabetes prediction, we can use the health data analytics. For internet searching, if you search anything, it will recommend related information to you, right? Because of data analytics actually. Then targeted advertising, like why suppose which type of advertise attracts the customer most, you have to identify. By using the targeted advertising, by using the data analytics, you can do this actually. Website recommendation, advanced image recognition, speech recognition, airline route planning, you can use the data analytics. So it's a for every sector we can use the data analytics. Okay. Then we have to move on the topic, that types of data analytics. First of all, we have to there is three types of data analytics: descriptive, predictive, and prescriptive. So what is descriptive data analysis? That is, suppose you have some data, you have a e-commerce site data. So what is happening or what has happened? That means from the previous year's data, you can analyze the data, what actually happened. That this is actually descriptive analysis. And based on this data, you can predict what will happen in the next year or next month. It is predictive analysis. And prescriptive analysis, how can we make it happen? That means, suppose you predict something, and based on that prediction, you have to take some action, or you have to take some action. This is actually prescriptive analysis. That is actually recommendation. Okay. So those are the types of data analytics: descriptive, predictive, and prescriptive. We will explain enlarge in this next slide. Like we can see here, suppose you have a furniture shop. Last year, you have 2 years data that which furniture you sold to which customer. So studying the total units of furniture sold and the profit that was made in the past is actually descriptive analysis. That already you sold this furniture, and based on this data, you identify which furniture is already sold most, or in which month you earn most. This is actually descriptive analysis. Then predictive analysis. What is predictive analysis? Predictive analysis is the predicting total units that would sell. That means in the next year, how many units will sell in the next year, and how can you get how much profit you can get in the next year. It will predict by the predictive analysis. And prescriptive analysis, finding ways to improve the sales and profit. That means it will give some recommendation that will help you to enhance or to increase your sale. So this is actually prescriptive analysis. Okay. So actually for descriptive analytics, we can use a SQL as well as Python. But Python can be also used as predictive analysis and prescriptive analysis, but SQL cannot be used as a predictive analysis. So first of all, we have to, I will explain SQL descriptive by using SQL. How can we analyze the data? So we have to know what is SQL. SQL actually stands for structured query language. Do you know anyone in the participants? Do you know about the SQL? Anyone? Or do you know about database? Any participant who know about database? No one know about database. Okay. Okay, we will learn about database today and SQL. Sorry. SQL actually stands for structured query language, which is actually used for storing, manipulating, retrieving data in the database. So what is actually database? Database actually storage, where you can store data in a different way. Actually, related data is stored in the database. Like suppose you have a super shop. Based on this super shop, you have to store some information, like you have some staff, you have some customer, you have some product, you have some order. So all those information are stored in a restaurant system database. Okay, so this is actually a database where we can store data. And for any software, actually, we have to for any software, the data we input, actually all these data are stored in the database. So I think you will understand what is database. Any question? Oh, Rajesh very already said that he already learned about SQL. Okay, Achka already said that he or she knows about the website. Okay, sorry, Rajesh Puri. Okay, sorry. Okay. Then there are some database software name here. Microsoft SQL Server, Oracle Database, MySQL, PostgreSQL. So do you know anyone know about any database software here? Oh, that's good. Very good. MySQL. Okay. I will also explain the MySQL. Okay, very good. Okay. So we will actually use the XAMPP software for analyzing this data, for analyzing our data. So for XAMPP software, you can download from here. I will also provide the link here. Okay. So here are some definition of database. Database, actually, we already said that collection of organized information or data stored in a table. And table is the store information in rows and columns. So we can see so we will use a data set for our data analytics. This is our table. This is actually Titanic data set. Most of us already know about Titanic data set, I think so, right? Already we already work on Titanic data set. It is easy to explain, so I actually choose this data set. Okay. So we have to go to the XAMPP. Okay. So after downloading or installing XAMPP, you can go to the XAMPP control panel here. If you have XAMPP, then you can also use it, please. So first of all, you have to start Apache and you have to start MySQL. Those who already use XAMPP, they can know that we have to start the Apache and MySQL. Then we have to go to any browser. We have to go to any browser, like suppose we have to write localhost/phpMyAdmin. So we go to there, localhost/phpMyAdmin. Okay. Localhost/phpMyAdmin. So for creating database, you have to click here, new. Suppose you want to create a database named Titanic or Titanic. Okay, data analysis. Okay, suppose I want data analysis Titanic. Now we can create a database data analysis Titanic. So we create data analysis Titanic database here. Okay. After that, you can click there and you can create table. So I actually create a table like Titanic, and in our dataset, we can go the dataset. This is my dataset. Here is age, class, fair today, joined, and survived. That means here is 5 column. So we have to create 5 column here. Okay, we have to create 5 column. Then we can write the columns names here. As we can see, here is first column's name is age, then class, then pair today. Okay, so we can copy from here. Age, so age is integer, then class maybe worker. For text or string type data, we can use the worker, and we can also give the size. Okay. Then our data set has pair today, so we can write here pair today. Pair today. Okay. Then we can write here joined. So we can joined and survived. Last one. So joined. Sorry. So fair today may be integer. Joined. It should be worker because from which place he or she joined, we can write here. So we can give it size as 50. And last one, survived. Okay. So survived, it should be true false. So we can write here. If we click go, then it will create this table. Okay, so here is the columns we create for the Titanic table. So you understand what I'm what is doing? Okay. Okay. Thank you, Rajeshri. Thank you so much. So we can insert data. We can insert data from here, or we can import data from the Excel sheet. We have the Excel sheet, so we can import data from here. So if we click import data, then you can choose file from here. Suppose workshop. If I choose the DT, we have this data set. Okay. In CSV format, my data sets, all the data sets are CSV format. So you have to choose here from CSV format. There is another option, Sql, XML. Okay, so you can use the CSV format. If you click go, then it will import all the data that you have already. Okay. So it will take time because we have many data here actually. I actually load this data before. So it will take some time because there are huge amount of data. That's why it will take some time. So if you have any question, you can ask me in the chat box. I will explain. Okay, I think so. There is no question, right? Okay. So imported successfully. You know that. Okay. So I have already this data here actually. So from this here, you can see that there is Titanic data that we actually imported. Okay. Here is data. Age, class, fair to the joined, and survived. Okay. You can change the number of rows here. Here is 25 rows. You can select 100 rows or 250 rows. Okay. Okay. So how we should analyze this data? So anyone have any question? Shall the variable name between database and CSV file same name? Yes. Yes, you should have the same name so that it will help you to identify correctly. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Rajeshri. So querying our data analytics using SQL, we have to use the select command, we have to use the from command, and we have to use the where command. Select actually used to identify the attribute. Select actually used to identify the attribute. From actually used for identifying the table and where is used for the condition. Suppose you have a question like find out the age of the passengers who are in first class. So you want to know that who are in first class, the age of those passengers who are in first class. That means in the first class, passengers age you want to know, right? Sorry. Okay. So if we run this query, what will happen? We can see I already query all those things because it is very short term. So I already done those things. So we have to go to the SQL. So first of all, you have to write select. After select, you have to write the attributes name. Like we want to know age and class. So after select, we have to write age and age, comma class. And after from, you have to write the table name. And after where, you have to write the condition. Okay. So there is condition. Condition should be first class because our question was find out the age of those passengers who are in first class. If we run this query, what will happen? Oh, sorry. This is data analytics table. Okay, sorry. So we go to my table, Titanic info. It will help you. Okay. So I will go my table. Okay, SQL. Same information actually here. So you can see here from first class there is age. Okay. Only first class age. No second class, no third class, right? So this is an analysis. Okay. Then another question, find out the information of the passengers who are in first class. So here we want to know the information of the passenger. That is no specific attribute, right? In the previous question, we have to know the age and class. But in this question, we have to know the information of the passengers. That means all the information of passengers, all the attributes. For all the attributes, you have to use the asterisk sign. After select, you have to use the asterisk sign actually. So if we run this code, select if we run this code, select asterisk sign. Okay, what will happen? If we run go, then it will show that age, class, fare, today, join, servant, all the information. Because if you give the asterisk sign, it will give you the information, all the information of the table. Okay. So any confusion on that? Any confusion or any question? Okay. Already Rajeshri responds actually clearly. Okay. Thank you, Rajeshri. Then there are many terms actually. Okay. So next, the topic is distinct. So if we want to know find out the places from where passengers join. That means there are different places. There are many passengers who attend from the same places, right? Who attend from the same places. So we want to know from which places actually passengers join the Titanic. So we use operator, then it will give us the distinct information, unique information. After select. So in our table, you can see here there is information joined. Okay. So from this joint, we can know the places from where the passengers actually joined. So after select, if we write the distinct join from Titanic info, that means the if we write only join, what will happen? You can see here. If we write only joint, so what will be the output? The same value will repeat it, right? The same value will repeat it. But you want to know only the distinct information. You don't want to know the repeated information. So what you can do? So if you write here, after select, if you write the distinct, if you write distinct, it will take much less time, and it will give you just 4 data, right? Southampton, Cherbourg, Belfast, Queenstown, only 4 data. And in previous query, we can see that there are so many data, but we want to know that the places. So the places are 4. So any question? Yes, yes. Yes, the same value will be removed. Thank you, Rajeshri. Okay, after that, we will move to the next point, aggregate function. So aggregate function will solve many problems actually. There are 5 aggregate functions: minimum, maximum, average, count, and sum. So minimum indicates the minimum value, maximum indicates the maximum value, average indicates the average value of a particular column, and count indicates the number of information. Sum indicates the sum of a particular column. So suppose there is a question, find minimum age among first class passengers. You wanted to know the minimum age among first class passengers. So what will happen? After select, you can write, copy this code. Select mean age. That indicates that you want to know the minimum age from the Titanic info where class should be first class, right? Where class should be first class. So if you run this code, the minimum age was 0, so it indicates that minimum is 0 from the first class. So mean only shows you the minimum value. Mean only shows the minimum value. In the same way, if you want to know the maximum age among the passengers, select just before the attribute, you have to write the function. Like you want to know the maximum age. So before age, you have to write the max from which table? Titanic info table. Okay. So any question about that minimum and maximum? Okay, for worker data, we cannot use the minimum and maximum. Minimum and maximum actually used for only the integer value or float value, actually numerical value. Okay. Thank you for question. Count. Count actually used for finding the number of, suppose you want to know the number of passengers in the Titanic ship. That means how many passengers are available in this ship. So you can use the like if there is a passenger ID, then you can select count passenger ID from Titanic. as we don't have any attribute like this, like if we go to the Titanic info table, we don't have any attribute like this, right? Passenger ID or any serial number. So we can use any attribute for counting the number of passengers, because each row contains a information of a particular passenger, right? So if we count the class, or if we count the age, or if we count the fare today, we can identify the how many passengers are here. So SQL. So we select count. We count class here. You can also count age here, or you can also count fare today here, or joined here. The number of rows indicates actually the number of passengers. So in this my query, we use the select count class from Titanic. So if we run this, what will happen? It should show that how many passengers here. 8778. In our data set, we can see here that any question on that? Count. So count method can be used for count both numerical and string data. Yes, of course, because you can count the row. Count can be used as the for string data or numerical data, but minimum, maximum, sum, and average only for integer value, or actually numerical value only. Understand? Thank you. There is another question. Find the number of passengers who are survived from the second class. There is two conditions. You should be survived, and it should be from second class, and you have to find out the number of passengers. So if we count the survived from the Titanic info, where class should be second class, and survived should be true, and survived should be true. If we run this, let's select count survived from Titanic info, where class is second class and survived is true. Then if we run this, what will happen? We can see that 464 is 464 is survived from the second class. Okay, I think there is no question now. Any question from other participants? Do you understand what I am learning today? Okay. Actually, in Bangladesh, today is a very stormy day, and there is very heavy rainfall here. Okay, thank you. Group by command. Group by command actually used for grouping data. Like if you want to know the number of passengers for each class, that means in each class how many passengers are there, then you can use the group by command. After group by, you have to use the attribute for which attributes you want to take the group by. Okay, so find the number of passengers in each class. There is a question that find the number of passengers in each class. So we can run this code. And run this code. Select count class from Titanic info group by class. That means in each class, how many passengers are there, we can know from there. So, if you look, so you can see here from first class there is 1284, second class 1128, third class 2811. From deck there is 264, their engine 1294. So number of passengers in each class is we can find by using the group by command. Okay. After group by, you have to write those these attributes, for which attribute you want to do the group by. Okay. Then having, actually, for if you have any condition with group by command, then you should use the having. Like find the list of those classes where the question should be where number of passengers should be greater than 100. Okay. Sorry. Where number of passengers should be greater than 1000. That means we want to know the number of in which class the number of passengers is greater than 1000. So the group select count class from Titanic info group by class is the same as before, but there is a condition having count class should be greater than 1000. So we can use having condition for only group by. We can use having condition for only group by. Okay. So what is the difference from here? We have write having count class greater than 1000. So what will be the output? We can see here only greater than 1000. The classes is given here. So you understand? Any question from the audience? Okay, thank you. So we move on the next topic. Order by. Suppose you want to order the passengers information in ascending or descending order. Ascending and descending order used for both for numerical data and string types data. Like here we can see that there is a question. This is the first class passengers age in ascending order. So you want to ascending the first class passengers age, right? So what we should do, based on the age, we have to do order by. Based on the age, we have to do order by. Yes, to sort the data, you can use the order by. Both for the string data and numerical data. So list the first class passengers age in ascending order. So we write here, we already done this code. Select star from Titanic info where class first class order by age. So if you run this code, what will happen? So you can see here only first class and age firstly 0, then 1, then 2, then 6, then 11, then 13, right? If you select more rows, there will be some more age, I think so. Yes, 16, 17, 18, 19, okay. Okay, So by order by, so you can do this ascending or descending. If you have to do the descending order, then you have to write DASC. And for ascending order, you can write ascending ASC, but it's not needed actually for ascending order. It is automatically do, but for descending order, you have to write DAS. Understand? Any confusion? Anyone have any confusion? Thank you, Achika. Then we will move on the next topic, between operators. There are so many topics actually by using SQL, but I cover those topics that is most important actually here. So by using between operator, you can find out the range, like date range or age range or fare range. There is a question, find the passenger information whose age from 0 to 5. So you want to know the passenger's information whose age should be 0 to 5. So we already run the write this query here. So if you run this query, what will happen? Select star from tightening info where age between 0 to 5. So age between 0 and 5. You have to write 0 and 5. It will indicate the age range from 0 to 5. So if you run this, what will happen? Only 0 to 5 ages are available here. You can see here 0 to 5. If we write the more data, 0 to 5. Yes, this is the age. So do you have any question about this SQL data analytics? Do you have any question about the SQL data analytics? What's usually descending sort used for math? Okay. Suppose you want to know the age from 100 to 1. So for this, you can use the descending order. Or sometimes you want to know the name, people's name from Z to A, then you can use the descending order, right? Or any ID, student's ID, you want to know the descending order. So you can use the descending order. Registry, do you understand? Yes, we actually usually we use the ascending order, but if you want to know from A to Z, not from Z to A, so you can use the descending order, right? Like in a e-commerce site, sometimes we can we want to know that from higher price to lower price. Sometimes we want to know lower price to higher price, right? So from higher price to lower price, you can use the descending order. Understand? Registry. Yes, Aska already for higher selling. Okay. Yes. Okay, so I actually cover many little of topic of SQL, but it is useful for data analytics, for descriptive data analysis actually. So any question about the SQL, or we will move to the Python? Any question from the audience? Clear. Okay, thank you, Rajeshri. Okay. So now my topic is data analysis with Python. So how many of you know about the Python? Any of you know? Okay, Rajesh, you already know. Anyone else who already know about the Python libraries or Python? Oh, Ajka already know. Rajesh, you already know. So they already know about data analytics. Okay. So there are some Python libraries. Python libraries for data science. Many popular Python libraries are there. NumPy, SCI, PY, Pandas. There are some visualization libraries, Matplotlib and Seaborn. Rajeshri already said she used the Seaborn for the visualization, and there are many more libraries actually. I will go quickly actually. NumPy is used for the multi-dimensional arrays matrix. And then SCIPY collection of algorithm for linear algebra, differential equation, numerical integration, optimization, statistics for we can use the SCIPY. Pandas can be used for the reshaping, merging, sorting, slicing, aggregation that we already do in the SQL, like aggregate function, sorting, grouping it is same as in Pandas. Scikit-learn actually used for classification, regression, clustering, model visualization. There are many more information actually in the Python. Matplotlib used for the visualization like plots, scatter plots, bar charts, histograms, pie charts, etc. Seaborn used for visualization, for different colors, for attractive graphics. Seaborn is actually used. Okay, so you can download notebook from here, or download Jupyter notebook from here. But by using Jupyter notebook, we can run the Python code actually. I already ran this. Here is Jupyter notebook. By using this download link, you can download from here, and then you can okay, you use already Colab. Okay, so you can use Colab. Colab is very useful tool. I sometimes use the Colab tool, but usually I run from the Jupyter notebook. If we launch from here, what will happen? It will show in a browser. After opening the Jupyter notebook, you can see these types of screen, and in the Colab you can also see these types of screen, right? So from this you can click new button, then Python 3. So you can open a new file. Okay, I've already opened some file here. So first of all, you have to load all the libraries. So for loading libraries, we have to write here like import NumPy as NP, import SCP as SP, import Pandas as PD, import Matplotlib, import Seaborn. We import all the libraries here. After loading libraries, you have to you have to read the file, read the data set actually. So we have to read the Titanic dataset. We read Titanic dataset pd.read CSV from where you want to read the dataset. There is a file path where you want to read the dataset. So after reading this dataset, if we want to learn, anyone want to say anything? I don't understand the language. Okay, okay. Okay, thank you. So after reading the file, CSV file, we read a CSV file of a Titanic data set. So if you want to know that how many attributes are here, by using head function, you can know that Titanic data has these types of attributes: passenger ID, survived, P class, name, sex, age, siblings, purchase, ticket, fare, cabin, and embark. Okay. So by using the same dataset, we can also use the group by command here also. So if you want to group by data based on the P class, what we actually do in the SQL also. So what we can do that P class equals, suppose it's a variable name. You can give any other name, right? PC, PA, PD. Okay, P class equal Titanic data. That data we read in this column, in this row. We can see we read the data set in the Titanic data. Okay, so we can read from here. Titanic data group by P class. We want to do group by based on the P class. So we have to write here P class. Okay. So for the P class, we want to know the mean function. So suppose we want to calculate mean value for each numeric column per each group or per each class. For each class, we want to calculate the mean value. So what we have to do? The variable we write here, P class dot mean. By using this mean function, we all the numerical column will give the minimum mean value here. For P class 1, that means the passenger class 1, there is the mean value for passenger ID, survived, age, siblings, purchase, fare. Passenger class 2, there is a mean value. Okay, so you can also do group by using the Python, right? The same way, if you want to do group by only for age, for each class, you want to know the minimum age. So what you have to write? Titanic data group by P class. For which types of for which class you want to for which attribute you want to do group by, you have to write here, and after that you have to write for which attribute you want to get the minimum mean value. So here is the age. So what will be the output if we run this? This will be output. Okay, so you understand what I'm doing actually? Okay, Rajeshri. So if you have any interest to learn these types, to learn actually Python, you have to learn. You can find many tutorial, many course on this, because it's a huge term. I just explain here just descriptive and data analytics, nothing else actually. Okay, thank you. So if you want to use the order by, like in the previously we use SQL for order by. In the same way, we can use the order by in the Python. How can we use order by in the Python? So we want to order this information based on the age. So what we should do? So we want to order this Titanic data sort values by age. So we want to order this data based on age. This is a variable. So if we want to show these variables value, so that df sorted dot head indicates that number of data it will show actually. So you can see here, first of all, 0.42, 0.67, 0.75, 0.75, 0.83. In the previously, it was not sorted. Like first of all, there is the age like 22, 38, 26, but now it is sorted. 0.42, 0.67, 0.75. So you understand? Okay, Rajeshri, thank you. If I can do a web workshop like 3 to 4 hours, it will be very helpful. Then we can use, then we can install Jupyter, then we can code one by one, we can share a screen. If we have any problem, then it will be very helpful for you. Okay, now it is aggregate function. So we already know some aggregate function like minimum, maximum, count, sum. In the SQL, aggregate function. So Titanic data, we want to know the minimum value, mean value, and maximum value from the age and fair. So what we should do, Titanic data's age and fair, we can do aggregate function like minimum, mean, that means actually average value, and maximum value from the age and fair. So if we write like, it indicates the aggregate value, aggregate function, that is mean, and max. So if we run this, we can see this data. So minimum value is 0.42 from age. Minimum fair is 0. Minimum average age is 29.699, and fair minimum average fair is 32.20, and maximum age is here is 80, and maximum fair is 512.32920. So this is the descriptive analysis. There are so many visualization I wanted to see actually, but I am running out of time, I think so, right? So this is the descriptive analysis that we can do same in the SQL and same in Python. So any question about that? Anyone? Okay. Okay, thank you, Rajeshri. I want to show you some visualization based on that, based on this Titanic dataset. Some visualization. Here we load all the libraries. We read the dataset. Suppose you want to know the how many people are survived and how many people are not survived. So by using this survived column, 0 indicates not survived, 1 indicates survived, right? So if you use the SNS count plot, Seaborn library, then you can find out that how many are survived and how many are not survived. So in the x-axis, we have to write the survived, and our data is Titanic data. So by matplotlib, this will show the output actually. The output, that means more than 500 are not survived, and more than 300 are survived. So this is a visualization way of the same data. So if you want to know the how many male and female are survived, so you can use this SNS count plot same way. In the x-axis there is survived, and in hue you should write sex that how many male or female are survived in each. Okay, so in the survived portion we can see that those who are not survived, among them male are higher than the female, and those who survived, male are lower than the female, right? So we can get some analysis from here. Okay. Which class passengers survive most? We want to know this question, and for this we have to count plot the same way. So SNS count plot x, in the x-axis there is a survived, and hue should be P class, and we have actually 3 class, right? P class 1, P class 2, P class 3. So in the not survived portion we can see that the third class passengers are not survived, and who are survived, the first class passengers survived most, right? So this is the visualization. Rajeshri already said that she used the SNS for the visualization. So for this library you can use for the visualization and for the descriptive analysis. And for the predictive analysis, you can use the logistic regression, linear regression, many other algorithms actually are available, but difficult to explain this topic in a short time. Okay, we will run quickly. You may see this actually. So if you want to know the age histogram, then you can use the plot hist. Titanic data's age plot hist function show you the histogram. We can see from this histogram there's 20 to 40 ages people are most of the passengers, right? If you want to see the fare of the fares histogram, then you can use this Titanic data fare plots histogram. We can see from there that most of the fare are less than 100, right? Okay. Then after visualization, we have to, if we want to do some predictive data analysis, we have to do data cleaning, we have to do train our data, we have to test our data, we have to apply some models in this data. Actually, there are many things for predictive analysis. So I think I'm running out of my time. So if you have any question about this, you can ask. Any question about this descriptive analysis? In today's topic, we actually learn about the descriptive analysis, how we should do descriptive analysis by using SQL and Python. Okay, Rajeshri, can you share your question?
Okay. Hi, ma'am. Good afternoon. Actually, I didn't have any questions regarding to the coding, but I have questions. We actually can do data analysis using Tableau and Power BI and beyond. But actually, I'm more convenient with Python and etc. But why we should choose Python rather than Tableau or Power BI?
Why you should use?
For data analysis, there are some other tools that we can use like Tableau, Power BI. So why we should choose Python actually?
Okay, Python actually, the code of Pythons are available in the Google, very
Yeah.
very effective. So you
Okay.
can copy from here. You can the algorithms are already available. You just call this algorithm. You have to run it, and you get the data. So it is very easy to learn.
Okay.
That's why you can use the Python actually.
I'm actually more convenient with Python because it requires coding skill. But for
Yes.
Tableau and Power BI, it requires no coding skill. So actually, it is more convenient for people. So yeah, that is my question. Why people should choose Python instead of
Its libraries are available. Its algorithms are available. If you want to some research on this, you can do this, and you can change any thing here.
Yeah.
So it's very easy. So that's why you can use the Python. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am, for sharing such a great presentation today. Thank you for sharing the knowledge.
Okay, thank you. I want to share more knowledge, but I think I am running out of my time. So
maybe Miss Novita will arrange it in future.
Okay, inshallah.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Yeah, thank
So
you.
any have question? So I can stop my sharing.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for Miss Nusrat Jahan for sharing your knowledge with us. I think we don't have no more question from our student. Yeah, thank you for joining in this session today. Thank you for Miss Nusrat Jahan and for sharing your knowledge with us. It's a very beneficial for all audience. I hope we can meet again in other event in the future. Yeah, thank you for Miss Nusrat Jahan for this session today. It's a very amazing presentation, Miss.
Can you take a picture?
Oh yeah, we can. Yeah. I will say 1, 2. Yeah, maybe for our audience, you can open your camera. Yeah, maybe I will say 1, 2. Yeah, I'm ready. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's all done. Okay, thank you so much for Miss Nusrat Jahan. Thank you so much and goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. See you soon.